Beneath the dazzling lights of Hollywood, where stars constantly redefine themselves, lie tales that go beyond the silver screen. In this enchanting world of entertainment, you'll find hidden truths and brave paths that push boundaries and spark change. Today, we're spotlighting 10 iconic stars who have shattered gender norms, sharing stories that just might astonish you. And when you get to the last name on our list, you won't believe what you'll learn. It's nothing short of incredible. Drop a 1 in the comments, and let's embark on this amazing journey. Before Andrea Pedic became the renowned female model she is today, she first gained fame as Andrea Pedic, a true trailblazer in the fashion world. Even then, Andrea's presence was unforgettable, not only for her striking beauty, but for her remarkable ability to model both men's and women's clothing. Few male models could command the runway in feminine attire as effortlessly as she did, captivating audiences and pushing the boundaries of traditional beauty standards. Her bold looks and distinctive style made her one of the most sought-after models of her time, paving the way for her eventual transformation. Beneath the allure of her modeling career, Andrea Pedic wrestled with a profound inner conflict, the contrast between how the world perceived her and who she truly was. From an early age, she sensed a difference she couldn't quite put into words. Born in Bosnia and raised in Australia, Andrea faced the dual challenges of understanding her identity and living in a society that often enforced strict binary expectations. As she rose to fame, Andrea had to navigate a complicated journey of self-discovery, striving to reconcile her authentic self with the public image that had propelled her to success. From an early age, Andrea gravitated toward things that were traditionally considered feminine. She enjoyed experimenting with makeup and dressing up in her mother's clothes, activities that felt both comforting and, at times, guilt-inducing. She quickly realized that society had rigid standards for how boys were supposed to behave, and she knew she didn't fit those expectations. In her teenage years, Andrea Pedic's distinct appearance grew even more noticeable, drawing attention but also presenting serious difficulties. She frequently faced bullying and felt isolated, as many around her couldn't comprehend her unique identity. Despite the emotional struggles, Andrea discovered solace in the fashion world, a realm that valued individuality and celebrated differences. Within this vibrant industry, she found her footing, turning her challenges into strength and building a career that embraced her true self. This creative environment allowed her to flourish and emerge as a pioneering figure in the industry. Andrea Pedic's striking gender-fluid appearance captivated top designers, earning her a place on the most prestigious runways in fashion. Her career soared, and she became a celebrated icon in the industry. Yet even with all her success, Andrea couldn't ignore a profound inner truth. She wasn't meant to live as a man. The idea of transitioning had been with her for years, but the decision was far from easy. It meant more than just aligning her body with her identity. It meant risking a flourishing career and the relationship she had built in the highly competitive world of fashion. It was a leap into uncertainty, requiring extraordinary courage and determination. As time passed, Andrea Pedic found it increasingly impossible to ignore the pressing need to live as her true self. She came to understand that she could no longer maintain a life that felt out of sync with her identity. In 2014, after years of inner turmoil and introspection, Andrea chose to embrace her authentic self by transitioning. It wasn't a decision she made lightly, but rather one driven by a profound commitment to align her external reality with who she truly was. For Andrea, this decision marked a turning point. ushering in a new chapter defined by self-acceptance, bravery, and a renewed sense of purpose. Andrea, now fully embracing her identity as Andrea Pedic, began the life-changing process of gender reassignment surgery. This journey was both physically taxing and mentally challenging. In an interview with Vogue, Andrea detailed how transitioning involved far more than just seeking medical advice and undergoing surgery. It required psychological evaluations, comprehensive medical assessments, and careful preparation to face the physical and emotional hurdles. Her journey reflected immense resilience and a deep dedication to living authentically, underscoring the profound commitment necessary to align her body with her true identity. After her transition, Andrea Pedic's career not only continued, but flourished. She made history as the first transgender model to appear on the cover of GQ Portugal, breaking barriers in an industry not always known for its inclusivity. Her success stands as a testament to perseverance and the courage to challenge norms. Andrea often reflects on the hardships she faced and the resilience it took to overcome them. If she could speak to her younger self, she would offer words of comfort and encouragement, reminding her that despite the confusion and obstacles, she would one day become the strong, confident woman she had always envisioned. Andrea's journey transcends her gender transition. It is a powerful example of authenticity, bravery, and celebrating one's individuality in a world that often demands conformity. Before Caitlyn Jenner's transition, her life was largely defined by Bruce Jenner's extraordinary athletic achievements, culminating in a gold medal for the decathlon at the 1976 Montreal Olympics. Behind the celebrated public image, however, Caitlyn quietly grappled with intense emotions that she couldn't fully comprehend at the time. Even as a child, Bruce felt an unusual pull toward his mother's and sister's clothing, an experience that left him both fascinated and deeply confused. In an era when discussions of gender identity were rare and often met with heavy stigma, Caitlyn had no language or context to express her feelings, leaving her to face these internal struggles on her own. To manage the internal conflict, Bruce Jenner turned to sports, channeling his energy into athletics as a way to escape the complex emotions he couldn't yet understand. His relentless focus and drive led to historic accomplishments, culminating in the crowning moment of his career, winning the Olympic gold medal in the decathlon. But even at the peak of his success, Bruce's inner struggles persisted. Alongside his athletic feats, he built a life as a devoted father and husband, taking on the responsibilities and expectations that came with those roles. Yet beneath the public image of achievement and stability, the battle with his true identity quietly endured, unresolved. Even with his remarkable accomplishments, Bruce Jenner often found himself weighed down by unhappiness, which contributed to the end of his first two marriages. While married to Linda Thompson, he tried to open up about his struggles with gender identity. However, Linda's inability to fully comprehend his feelings only deepened his sense of isolation. This sense of loneliness persisted into his marriage with Kris Jenner. Early in their relationship, Bruce shared part of his past, disclosing that he had been taking hormones for 4 years. However, Kris later said she was unaware of the depth of Bruce's internal struggles. This lack of mutual understanding added tension to their marriage, complicating Bruce's already challenging path of self-discovery. Despite these personal struggles, Bruce and Kris created a loving family and gained worldwide fame through the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. As the patriarch of the Kardashian-Jenner household, Bruce was a cherished and respected figure, both within the family and among fans. The decision to transition into Caitlyn, however, came as a significant surprise to her loved ones, especially her children. While their initial reactions were marked by shock and adjustment, the Kardashian-Jenner family ultimately stood by Caitlyn, showing unwavering love and support. This unity highlighted the power of family bonds, demonstrating that acceptance and compassion can offer incredible strength during life's most profound changes. At the age of 65, Caitlyn Jenner took the life-changing step of transitioning, challenging expectations, and choosing authenticity over the comfort of the life she had long maintained. In 2015, she revealed her true self to the world, making an unforgettable debut on the cover of Vanity Fair under the headline, "Call Me Caitlyn." This historic moment was not only a profound milestone in her personal journey, but also a watershed event for transgender visibility. Caitlyn's courage ignited global conversations about transgender rights, bringing increased awareness and acceptance to the community. Once celebrated as a legendary athlete, Caitlyn has since become a beacon of freedom, bravery, and inspiration for anyone striving to live their truth. When thinking about transgender celebrities who have profoundly influenced society, Leverne Cox's name often stands out. She rose to prominence with her groundbreaking portrayal of Sophia Bursette, a transgender woman navigating the complexities of life in a women's prison, on the acclaimed series Orange is the New Black. This role not only showcased her exceptional acting skills, but also brought trans narratives into the cultural mainstream. However, Leverne's path to becoming a celebrated actress and advocate was far from smooth. She faced numerous challenges growing up, including struggles with self-acceptance and society's expectations, yet these hardships ultimately shaped her into the trailblazer she is today. Leverne Cox grew up in Mobile, Alabama, where conventional gender norms were strongly upheld. Even as a child, she sensed she was different, naturally drawn to things deemed feminine by society. This early sense of difference made her a target in a community that enforced strict gender roles. During her teenage years, she endured relentless bullying, with peers ridiculing her for being too feminine. Although these experiences were deeply painful, they ultimately fueled her resilience and inner strength, helping to shape the courageous woman who would later inspire countless others with her authenticity and advocacy. Dance became one of Leverne Cox's earliest loves, providing her with a sense of joy and liberation that transcended the limitations society tried to impose on her. The rhythm, the movement, and the freedom to express herself all captivated her. Yet following this passion wasn't easy. In a household rooted in traditional gender roles, convincing her mother to let her take dance lessons was a challenge. Initially hesitant, her mother ultimately allowed tap and jazz classes, but refused ballet, considering it too feminine. Nevertheless, Leverne embraced the chance to dance, pouring herself into every step and finding a creative outlet that allowed her to begin exploring her identity. As Leverne Cox matured, the tension between her true identity and society's strict expectations grew increasingly difficult. Raised in a devout religious environment, she was taught that her feelings were wrong, which only deepened her sense of guilt and shame. This emotional burden eventually became overwhelming, leading to a crisis point when she tried to end her suffering by swallowing a bottle of pills. Thankfully, she survived, and this harrowing experience marked a crucial turning point in her life. Although the path to self-acceptance would be long and challenging, Leverne's resilience and unwavering commitment to living her truth set her on a course to become the trailblazing advocate we know today. Leverne Cox eventually left Alabama and moved to New York City, seeking a place where she could explore her identity more freely. In the city's vibrant, diverse environment, she began her transition, a journey that brought both emotional and physical challenges, but also a deep sense of liberation. It was here that Leverne was finally able to live openly as the woman she always knew herself to be. While the process wasn't without difficulties, it signaled the start of a transformative chapter in her life, allowing her to embrace her authentic self and paving the way for her future as a groundbreaking advocate and role model. Leverne Cox's career took a defining leap forward when she landed the role of Sophia Bursette in the acclaimed series Orange is the New Black. Sophia's character was not only well-developed but also deeply authentic, mirroring many of Leverne's own life experiences. Her performance offered a rare, multi-dimensional portrayal of a transgender woman, helping to break stereotypes and bring genuine representation to mainstream television. Through her work as Sophia, Leverne encouraged empathy and understanding, establishing herself as a vital advocate and a key figure in advancing transgender visibility and rights. As her platform has grown, Leverne Cox has become a prominent advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, using her visibility to raise awareness about the unique challenges faced by transgender individuals. Through her activism, she has helped foster greater acceptance and understanding, encouraging society to see the humanity and beauty in every transgender story. Her unwavering message, "Trans is beautiful," has inspired countless people to embrace their own identities and stand proudly in their truth. Leverne Cox's bravery and perseverance have become a source of inspiration for countless individuals and an entire generation striving for acceptance and equality. Fallon Fox's story is a powerful example of courage, determination, and the ongoing struggle to break down barriers in a world that often resists change. As the first openly transgender mixed martial artist, her journey went beyond wins and losses in the cage. It became a fight for identity, representation, and inclusion for transgender athletes everywhere. Growing up in Toledo, Ohio, Fallon always sensed she was different. She felt most at ease among girls, but explaining these feelings in a community bound by rigid gender norms was incredibly difficult. Like many transgender individuals, she faced the challenge of understanding herself in a society that offered few resources or answers. Despite these obstacles, Fallon emerged as a pioneering figure in sports, paving the way for greater acceptance and visibility. Fallon Fox's journey was made even more difficult by a lack of support and understanding from her parents, who struggled to accept her identity. When she came out as transgender, their response was anything but affirming. Her mother remained in denial, and her father insisted that Fallon was simply gay and could be cured. As a result, Fallon endured conversion therapy, a widely discredited and harmful practice intended to alter a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. Instead of helping, this experience only compounded her pain and deepened her feelings of isolation. Her story underscores the harsh challenges many transgender individuals face when seeking acceptance in a world often unwilling or unprepared to truly understand them. Despite intense societal and familial pressure, Fallon Fox knew in her heart that transitioning was the only path to living authentically. It was not an easy decision. She had to face the journey largely without parental support, enduring both stigma and significant personal challenges. Yet Fallon's inner strength and unwavering resolve carried her through. Her determination to fully embrace her true self required tremendous courage and persistence, but she remained steadfast in her commitment to live as the woman she always knew she was. Her story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of authenticity in the face of adversity. Following her transition, Fallon Fox made history as the first openly transgender athlete in mixed martial arts, a groundbreaking accomplishment in a sport known for its demanding physical nature and entrenched ideas about masculinity. However, her debut as a female fighter ignited widespread controversy and scrutiny. Detractors argued that her background gave her an unfair physical edge, claiming that being assigned male at birth endowed her with superior strength and endurance compared to cisgender female competitors. This pushback highlighted the broader societal debate over fairness and inclusion in sports, placing Fallon at the center of an important and frequently contentious dialogue. One of the most difficult aspects of Fallon Fox's journey wasn't just weathering the public backlash, it was dealing with how her peers' perceptions of her changed. Before coming out, she had simply been seen as another skilled, hard-working female athlete, earning the respect of those she trained and competed with. Once her story became widely known, however, that dynamic shifted. People who had been her teammates and competitors began to look at her differently, often questioning whether she belonged in the sport at all. This sudden sense of alienation within a community she had long been part of added another challenging dimension to her already complex path. Despite the obstacles in her path, Fallon Fox remained unwavering in her determination to fight, not just in the cage, but for the broader cause of transgender inclusion in sports. She refused to let discrimination or misunderstanding force her out of the ring. Her story goes beyond her athletic achievements. It's a powerful narrative of resilience and advocacy, serving as an inspiration for others striving for equality and acceptance. Carmen Carrera gained fame during her memorable run on the third season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Her dazzling looks and dynamic performances quickly established her as a standout in the drag world. After her time on the show, however, Carmen embarked on a deeply personal and transformative path, transitioning from male to female. This courageous decision became a pivotal moment, reshaping not only her life, but also the way others viewed her. Despite her authenticity, many struggled to see beyond her previous drag persona, often reducing her identity to a man in women's clothing. The road to full recognition as a woman was not without challenges, but Carmen's journey ultimately became a beacon of resilience, advancing acceptance and visibility for the transgender community. Carmen Carrera's dedication to living authentically reached beyond her personal journey. She hoped that sharing her story would help normalize the transgender experience and encourage greater understanding. Her transition not only changed her own life, but also brought attention to vital discussions about language and respect within the LGBTQ+ community. A key moment came when Carmen publicly objected to a controversial RuPaul's Drag Race segment called "She Male or Female," which she found deeply offensive given the hardships transgender individuals often face. Her critique drew significant backlash from parts of the Drag Race fan community, with some accusing her of being ungrateful for the platform the show had given her. Undeterred, Carmen stood by her convictions, using her voice to champion inclusivity and respect even in the face of strong opposition. Carmen Carrera remained steadfast in her mission to advocate for a more respectful and inclusive dialogue about transgender issues, even in the face of criticism. Today, she's celebrated not only as a successful international model, but also as a dedicated activist for transgender rights. Carmen continues to use her platform to encourage understanding, acceptance, and equality for the transgender community. Reflecting on her previous controversy with RuPaul's Drag Race, Carmen has made it clear that there's no lingering bitterness. She's expressed that if she and RuPaul were to cross paths again, she would greet him warmly with a hug, showcasing her grace and commitment to building bridges rather than divisions. Carmen's story is not just one of personal growth. It's also a determined effort to promote awareness and drive meaningful change in society. She has emerged as a powerful symbol of resilience and advocacy, using her journey to inspire others and champion a more inclusive and compassionate world for the transgender community. When Sonny and Cher welcomed their daughter, Chastity, in 1969, they had no way of predicting the transformative journey she would one day embark on. Raised in the spotlight as the child of two entertainment icons, Chastity often appeared self-assured outwardly, but privately wrestled with a profound sense of disconnection. Even as a young child, she knew that something didn't quite fit, though she couldn't yet put it into words. Despite being raised as a girl, Chastity never truly felt at home in the feminine identity the world expected her to embrace. Chastity wrestled for years with an internal conflict that brought significant emotional distress. Despite trying to fit into the mold society had created for her, she found it increasingly difficult to feel at ease in her own skin. She often experienced a profound discomfort, as if the life she was living wasn't truly hers. This disconnection deepened over time, leading her to eventually realize that she was not meant to live as a woman. But reaching this understanding was far from simple. It required more than self-acceptance. It demanded immense courage to share her truth with the world. The fear of being rejected, especially by her family, was a heavy burden, amplifying her anxiety and making it even harder to fully embrace her authentic self. For years, Chastity kept these feelings to herself, trying to maintain the public persona that the world expected. It wasn't until the late 2000s that he took the courageous step to transition, embracing his true identity as Chaz Bono. This transformative decision wasn't made lightly. It was a deeply personal process marked by doubt, fear, and emotional pain. Transitioning demanded extraordinary bravery, not only to endure the inevitable public scrutiny, but also to come to terms with his own past. Even now, Chaz views old photos of himself as Chastity with mixed emotions. These images are powerful reminders of the years spent feeling disconnected from his true self, underscoring both the challenges of his journey and the empowerment that comes from living authentically. At 40, Chaz began his transition with a pivotal step, undergoing top surgery. He described this procedure as transformative, giving him a profound sense of comfort in his own body. In addition, he started hormone therapy, including testosterone injections that brought about significant physical changes, facial hair, a deeper voice, and increased muscle mass. These physical transformations symbolized the start of a new, more authentic chapter in his life. For Chaz, these changes weren't merely physical, they held deep emotional significance, representing the long-sought alignment between his body and his true identity. Chaz Bono not only transformed his own life, but also became a beacon of hope and advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community. Building on his family's entertainment legacy, he broke new ground as a transgender man in Hollywood, opening doors for more inclusive representation. Chaz made history as the first transgender man to star as a male lead in a feature film, challenging stereotypes and inspiring countless others. He's also made his mark on television, appearing in popular shows like The Secret Life of the American Teenager, The Bold and the Beautiful, and American Horror Story, proving his talent in an industry that has been slow to change. Through his work and advocacy, Chaz continues to challenge norms, pushing for a more understanding and inclusive society. Chaz Bono's journey wasn't solely a personal challenge. It also called for an adjustment from his mother, Cher. She has openly acknowledged that accepting Chaz's transition was initially difficult, as she worked to reconcile the daughter she had known with the son he had become. Even now, Cher sometimes slips on pronouns, reflecting the ongoing nature of this adaptation. Yet her love and pride for Chaz have remained steadfast. She has repeatedly expressed admiration for his courage and strength, understanding the incredible bravery required to live authentically. Despite the hurdles, their relationship endures, grounded in mutual love and respect. Jennings has become an inspirational figure for the transgender community, especially for young people navigating the challenges of being transgender at an early age. At just 6 years old, she bravely shared her story in a televised interview with Barbara Walters, demonstrating a remarkable self-awareness and courage well beyond her years. Chaz always knew she was a girl, even though she was assigned male at birth. Her actions, like borrowing her sister's clothes and happily twirling in high heels, reflected her true identity. Her early confidence and openness set the stage for a life dedicated to advocating for and supporting other transgender youth. Jennings had such a clear sense of who she was that she would immediately correct her parents if they called her a boy, firmly stating that she was a girl. As a child, she even imagined a magical fairy who could change her body to align with her true identity, a heartfelt reminder of her desire for her outward appearance to match her inner self. Luckily, Chaz's family supported her with love and understanding, allowing her to embrace her authentic identity from an early age. With their encouragement, she found the confidence to become a leading advocate for the transgender community, inspiring many others as they navigated their own paths. As Jennings grew up, she chose to share her journey publicly, becoming a powerful symbol of visibility for the transgender community. Her life was documented in the TLC series I Am Chaz, offering audiences an intimate glimpse into both the struggles and the victories of navigating the world as a transgender youth. Chaz's bravery and authenticity helped dispel stereotypes and promote deeper understanding of transgender people. Beyond her television appearances, she became a YouTube personality and dedicated activist, using her voice to advocate for acceptance and equality. Her impact was so significant that Time magazine recognized her as one of the 25 most influential teens of 2014, cementing her role as a pioneer and role model for transgender youth around the globe. What makes Jennings truly exceptional is her incredible confidence and self-awareness. When asked how she handles judgment from others, she offered a strikingly straightforward yet powerful response. "The only opinion that really matters to me is my own opinion of myself because I define who I am, not anyone else." This unwavering commitment to self-acceptance has inspired countless people. Through her advocacy and activism, Chaz has become a leading voice for transgender rights, tirelessly working to foster broader societal understanding and acceptance. Her story is more than just her own. It's a vital movement for visibility, inclusivity, and equality for the transgender community. Thank you for watching. Transgender stories aren't just about physical change. They're about finding oneself, overcoming challenges, and embracing authenticity. We hope these journeys inspire you and shine a light on the strength it takes to live openly. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay updated on our future content. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so share them in the comments. Let's keep spreading love and acceptance. See you in the next video.